Welcome to the Polishing Profits podcast, where we discuss all things related to the business of detailing. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, this podcast is for you. In each episode, we'll cover topics ranging from business management to marketing solutions. Here to help you grow your detailing business, your hosts, Nick and Dustin.
Yes. Testing. Hey, it's a live show. At least I'm unmuted. Dustin, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're loud and clear. Am I?
Okay.
You were
was muted.
I not muted?
You were muted. You know, we were just trying to. I think that's good. Dustin muted for the first minute.
Yeah, because you would hear me bitching about the intro saying your name first. I'm like, how does this happen? Who wrote that?
I don't know. I don't know who wrote that up.
Fired.
You know, but they deserve a raise. Let's put it that way.
No, I think they're stupid heads.
What's good this week, Dustin? How are we feeling?
Things are great. Ever evolving around here. We are, for those of you that know about EZN, we have a storage facility here, and we have expanded that. We're under contract with some property that we purchased, about maybe 10 miles from here, or a little bit less than 10 miles. And it's climate controlled storage. We don't do that now. We do boat and RV storage, like indoor, outdoor storage.
Mm-hmm. Are you trying to get, what is that, luxury car? You can put some lifts in there. What's the goal?
I'm thinking more like, like jackets for the winter and good dresser if you're moving. It's got 42 stalls. I mean, yeah, really it is. It's like attic storage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never rented storage like that, so I don't know what people put in there, but like apparently.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like the U-Haul little store.
Yeah, like U-Haul. They're indoor. You go inside and everything's like lit and air conditioned and heated and stuff like that.
Okay, very cool.
But yeah, and they range in size from like 10 by 20s, 10 by 10s, 10 by 5. I mean, like really, there's even like a 5 by 5. I don't know who would rent that. Would you? I mean, like, what do you put in there? This table? You put this
so let me ask you this, Dustin, right? Obviously, people listening, everyone's busy, everyone's juggling. What goes to a decision of grabbing a piece of property like that, adding something, right? You haven't done that type of storage before. It's a new venture.
So what led me, I mean, if this was a completely new thing, I would be really second guessing that kind of business move right now with all that we have going on. However, it does fall right into what we do. So storage as a whole, I mean, basically it's just recurring payments of a piece of property subdivided, right? It's just a different building, different section. So current staff can handle it. Accounting and bookkeeping and all that remains the same, payables, receivable, AP. So it was really about an investment opportunity. And so we jumped on it. Like, that's what it boiled down to. If it were like completely different realm, probably would not have done it no matter how good the investment was, because
if it was a shrimp shop, you wouldn't have done it.
Dude, you do not want to own a shrimp bait store. I speak from experience. Two things you never want to own in life. You can write this down. A bar or a bait shop. Both suck.
Now, how much does location play into it? If this was 50 miles away, 100 miles away.
Oh, location plays a huge factor. I like 100 miles away and probably not. I say that, and we're also working on another deal in our retail side of things that is going to be a little bit further away. I can talk somewhat about it. Another retail location.
Okay.
And so it is further away. It's probably 100 miles away. But it was opportunity based. Our staff in the retail side of things is getting so good at what they do. I don't think adding another one in is gonna make or break. You know what I'm saying? So, or let me rephrase that: gonna break, probably can make. So yeah, but location proximity is huge, because it's not gonna, and then the management needed that. So the operation side, the things that like I'm gonna have to be involved with are minimal. We're talking basic marketing. Just recurring rent. So like it was completely opportunity based. I think that's already in the same field.
Again, for people to hear that in the detailing area, I'd be like, look, this diversification, you're adding stuff on. You know what I mean? Like it's real. That's what happens when a deal comes in front of you and it's for everybody. Are you prepared to be able to take that on? And sometimes it's a no, and that's okay. But like in your case, it makes a lot of sense.
Well, and here's how you step into those things is by creating processes in every aspect. So like, one of the loads that's going to come in is the back office side of things, the books, the payables, the receivables. bank accounts, cash management, those things. And if we have processes in place to do that, so bill, like there's a process of when a bill hits the ground, how it gets, entered and then approved to pay. And then, we forecast cash and those things. That has to be process based. You cannot be flying by the seat of your pants, looking at your checking account, making decisions. Like it just doesn't work like that. In order to continue to grow and scale, you got to have those things dialed in. So if we say we're just going to add another business, the staff doesn't panic like, oh, we do this all the time. We're just going to put a different title on the
building
and create another folder in the file drawer. Like, I mean, yeah.
How many file drawers are you starting to add up over there, Dustin?
Dude, we have a room. We have a room under lock and key of all of our file cabinets. I'm telling you, we do.
Now, listen, I like that we're doing a little Dustin story time. Can I throw one quick shout out of what we added this week that I think was really cool? Now, maybe you already have one. We added an OVU card because I was so sick of buying business cards, the little paper ones.
Yeah.
So what this is, splash card, and you
I love it. It's beautiful, by the way.
What's up?
That's beautiful card. So wait a minute, you have one, and
anybody comes up, hey, you got a card. You go up to their phone.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So
what is this, 2084?
I just think for anyone that's mobile, anyone that's you know what I mean, like you want to look a little. Again, we're not sponsored by OVU, no, but we saw it, we jumped on it. We got a couple people with these cards, and now I don't have to buy these cards from Vistaprint.
Show me the back of it. What does it look like?
So it's got a QR code, so
if they need to scan, they can.
They can, but it has this little chip in it. So if I go up to your phone and tap it at the top, it pulls up a link. It shows my picture. It shows the phone number, the website, Instagram, Facebook, any information.
I want mine to strip their pictures out.
What's up?
I'm gonna have mine strip their pictures out and put it in my picture.
Yeah, there you go. You can put a whole gallery. Let's say you're just doing ceramic coating, right? You can just have ceramic coating pictures. No,
that's really cool. Does it go to a link tree? Like, does it allow link?
Yep, it goes to a link tree.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who's got something similar to that is Billy Smith. I know he passed me his contact info one time. We were at dinner, and I think we touched phones or something, and then boom, all of a sudden I've got 50 numbers for Billy Smith. I'm like, dude, I did not know you were that important. What do you have all these phone numbers for? And then it's like me, like, you got to understand how my brain works. Like, I pull up Billy Smith and there's 16 phone numbers, and I'm like, you know what? Like, he'll call me.
So again, and it's trying to, I keep everything in one wallet with a little air tag because I would lose it.
Bro, hang on.
Hold on. Show me what we got.
Hang on. Air tag, and then check this out. Does yours do this?
No.
Mine's you gotta throw yours away and get one like mine.
Put these pieces in here.
Oh, we don't do manual.
So they're that.
Everything's automated.
Yeah, look at you. Aren't you cool?
And multi-tool.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just wanted to throw it out there. Anyone listening, OVU's the brand. I think it was a pretty cool little project that we did this week, just to order them, set it up.
That's really cool.
That's
really cool. I'm gonna have to check that out, dude. I'm, the fact that it's a link tree would allow me to not carry multiple cards, but to pass my information along and what's applicable to you.
Absolutely.
Grab.
Yeah. Because I'm not carrying little paper cards. They get bunched up.
Dude, I wreak havoc on paper cards. I've been the corners, like they get in my pocket, like it's a.
But imagine you hand this to a customer.
I know.
You imagine you hand that to a customer, all wrinkled up, all looking crappy.
To the point where I don't even carry cards anymore. And and we have to, right?
But people want.
They 100% do.
So I don't know. I thought that was a cool.
Great for trade show too.
Thing to throw out there. For trade shows, pretty cool.
Yeah,
got to get a little Polishing Profits one.
Yes, absolutely, dude. For all 3 of our followers. 3 million. That is 3 million.
Yeah.
Followers.
I was gonna say 3,000.
Yep. Dude, don't undershoot us. Don't undershoot the power of Polishing Profits.
Our community, our tight-knit community.
It's a big one. It is a big one. All right. Anyways, we got a show to have. I promised our people a show, and that's what we're going to deliver. Today, we are continuing our series on the $1 Million Detail Shop, and the first phase of $1 Million Detail Shop is sales.
Oh, crap.
Yep. That's what it is.
Do we want to show? So when you're at Dustin's presentation, what's that first slide look like? What are people seeing while?
Yeah, Chris is going to share his screen in Showtime. So here we are, the Secret of $1 Million Detail Shop. We kind of went through this. If you'll scroll down or page over, this is a little quick bio. That's we do.
Dustin, you look so young there.
Dude,
look at how cheery he looks.
I know. I think I gained some weight too.
Young and full of energy.
All right, that's where our beginning. I told you it was humble beginnings. There's a carport. Check out the fans in the corner, dude.
Yeah.
I had like misters too. It's so hot under there. It was so hot.
That metal roof. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna go over that. But anyways, get on down to sales. Here we go. Sales. You told me wrong. It's custom.
No. Are we skipping around? Are we jumping to secret number 3?
Heck no. We're gonna go secret number 1. Today is customer relationships. I don't even know this. But you know what? This is a good one. I'm glad we're not starting with sales because everybody hates sales.
Oh, sales.
Detailers hate sales.
Yeah,
they do. Customer relationships. This is a good one. And in the reality of building a business, and we're not going to keep just beating down the door of $1 million detail shop, but a scalable detail shop.
Yeah,
something that's going to grow past you. Maybe it's to your daughters or son, offspring. Maybe it's to family. Maybe it's to maybe you sell it one day, or maybe it is to grow and build a team. No matter what, it's built on. That's considered scalability, and customer relationships are imperative to that, right? You're not going to build a business that's successful with a shitty customer relationship.
Well, my thinking in it is you've got to take those customers, and that again, you get one first impression.
Yep.
Right. That's whenever a customer relationship to me is that first impression.
Mm-hmm.
You get one chance to do right by them, and then if you do right that first time, that sticks with them the next times.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of that comes from setting expectations and clear expectations. Scroll down just a little bit, Chris. Hang on one second. I've got some bullet notes, I believe, down here. Come on down.
Look at him. Cheating into next week's.
No, so what I want to talk about too, I mean, so setting expectations early, so that way you don't have these issues later. And when we talk about customer relationships, the bad ones always happen from unclear expectations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And through that check-in process, if you don't have the way that you bring in a vehicle or a job in a systematic approach to it, in other words, don't just wing it. Have what you do in a process. This is what we do, and have the key pieces of information that you're looking for, and then make sure that you're solving their problem, not solving your own personal needs of seeing a shiny car, right?
Now, I don't know if it was your presentation or someone else's there, but when the one thing I really took away that I liked was really nail down asking the question, what is that one thing on your car, boat, that you really want taken care of, and then go above him. It could be that's the first thing they're going to check. Don't leave the.
So it's absolutely our presentation. It's absolutely the thing that we do here at EZN is we want to understand during our check-in process. We're going to identify what you're trying to solve. We're going to tell you how we're going to solve that problem, and then we're going to finish the conversation by saying if there's one thing that we can absolutely get perfect, if there's one thing that drives you crazy, what is one thing? And then you get the typical comment like, "Well, I want everything perfect." Yeah, we know that, we got that, but what's that one thing?
Don't be that guy.
When you're driving and you look at it and you go, God, I wish that was like perfect. Or I hate my phone drops between my seats because it's sticky down there. Or my pedals always have stuff between the lines.
French fries.
Like, what is that one thing? It's like, yeah, I do hate it when my pedals are dirty. Or yeah, I hate it when my gas cap's dirty. All right. So guess what the very first thing we're doing on that vehicle is? Like we're killing that spot. Like we're making sure that's a note in the ticket. That's something that we're focused on because that's the first thing they're going to look at. And if you can identify that, you can keep what's called the snowball effect from happening when checkout time is happening, when you're walking that vehicle down. And by the way, a lot of detailers don't do these two things. They don't have a check-in process. They don't have a check-out process. And that does not have to be overly complicated. All you're doing in a check-in process is meeting with that customer, identifying their needs, going over the package or the services that you're selling them that solves those needs, looking for anything additional that you can add on, upsell or cross-sell, and then identifying that one super pain point that they want to solve. Now, customer relationships doesn't end there, because there's sometimes you just can't make them happy. All right. There's some times where people were mad before they got there, right? They knew they hated you before they met you.
Bad day.
They had a bad day. 99% of those angry customers, of the 1% of angry customers, are not mad at you. They're mad at something else that's going on. However, it's your job to fix it. Okay, here's why.
You can't make everybody happy. You can't make
But listen, sometimes you got to eat a shit sandwich. Sometimes when the customer is unhappy because they thought you were supposed to vacuum out the trunk, you told them you weren't going to vacuum out the trunk. You told them that a million times over, but they still got there. They're mad as hell. They're raising the cane.
You just went through that minivan that was gross, right? That last thing wasn't included in the service. You're exhausted. You're turning it in. They're in a bad mood. Do you stick your feet in the ground, or do you just vacuum that trunk?
Nick, what do you think you should do to build a solid customer relationship over a dirty trunk?
Absolutely, just take care of the trunk. But you know what? That's easier said than done.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It is.
That's easier said than done, because when you're there and you just went through and you maybe did 16 other things to really impress them, and they don't, and you feel underappreciated or disrespected, or they're not. You know what I mean? It's hard. That's a hard.
Let me ask you, what's easier to stomach? What's easier to deal with? Spending more time on the vehicle and adjusting your schedule and staying late that day and working a little bit, 30 minutes, or spending the next 4 hours beating your head against the wall because you got a negative review on Facebook and you now have to defend this person that you went above and beyond on everything else, and the ramifications that has from, from future customers. What's easier? And
no matter what, you're going to be there banging your head against the wall because you're going to be like, God, that was awful. So either way, you're frustrated. You might as well just take care of the trunk.
And listen, I'm not telling you to get abused. I'm not telling you to get abused. Don't go polish a car that you were only supposed to wash. Okay, like let's be real. Like that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is those little things that keep a customer from being absolutely blown away by your service. If there's something in there, if it's a French fry under the seat, get the French fry under the seat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But don't get abused. But listen, here's the thing, and this is what you need to remember: is happy customers whisper your name, and angry customers scream it from the mountaintops.
Look at that, Dustin. That's the every show you throw out a little,
What is it called? What are those called? Euphemism, something?
No, we don't have to.
I made that word up. But listen, so that's the truth.
I like that. Yeah.
So if you understand that, we have a rule here at my shop, and nobody leaves this gate unhappy. And I'll tell them that.
Yeah.
I say, look, no matter what, you're not going to leave here you're not going to leave here unhappy. So whatever that takes, regardless of the time, the money that we have to spend, we're going to make sure that happens. And guess what happens? Their guards let down. Then they realize they're probably being, ridiculous, and some of the things are just kind of overly exposed because of this little thing that they're frustrated by.
Let them be the one that's on the drive home feeling like, man, you know what? I was kind of a dick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That, not you.
Do you know how many customers have called me and apologized?
That's a great point. Yeah. Been there. Literally said, man, I was off base. My bad.
Dude, we had one come in on a huge catamaran boat the other day, and he had deep scratches through the gel coat. And we were sanding oxidation out down to 2,000 for anybody that knows marine detailing. And it's not that deep, and we sand it. So he comes in and he's losing his mind on my QC manager. He's like, man, if y'all sanded this boat, y'all didn't sand this boat, blah, blah, blah. These scratches would come out. So I walk up to him. I was like, hey, we sanded the boat. We actually sanded down a little bit deeper. We went through a little bit more than what we're supposed to. I tell you what, though, I said, we're going to take care of these scratches for you. We're going to take care of them. He said, well, what do you mean? I said, we're fixing to come out here. I said, I pulled the team. I said, we're not taking lunch today. And we're going to sand these scratches out right here for you. I said, I want you to watch this. I want you to watch the process. So we go out there and we take our chalk that identifies the scratches, and we go over the boat and we sand it down to a 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, because it's a dark blue boat, compound, polish, and seal. And it took us about an hour and a half. All right. And that customer saw all that work that we done. He actually left and went to lunch about halfway through it. And then he comes
the customer
back 3 o'clock. Yeah. Because he saw what he was asking for, and he saw what it was going to take to fix it. But we did it. And I did it for a reason. I wanted this customer to see what we were having to do to versus what we paid, what we were paid to do. Well, when he comes back, dude, he's just over the top. He's like, man, listen, I'm sorry. I realized what what that was and work that was going to take to it. What do I owe you? I said, you don't owe me a dime.
Yeah.
Here's what you owe me. Just trust me. Trust our process. When we say we're going to do something, we do it. We're not here for a quick buck, dude. We've been here over 10 years. We're going to be here for another 10 plus. Okay. We don't do that by half-assing your job. I understand expectations weren't clear because my check-in manager, which is also the QC manager, should have absolutely told you those scratches wouldn't come out. Without deeper sanding.
And that's the conversation, right? You make that job's done. He left, he's sorry, but then you're going to be like, man, what can we do so that doesn't happen again?
Yeah, that's right. Because everything should be our fault. Listen, when you blame a customer, do you know that you can't fix the problem?
Oh, you can't.
But when you accept responsibility for everything in your life, you are in control from there on out. So I don't blame anybody.
Wait till employee relationships, right?
Yes.
Wait till we get there. Yeah, it's all my bad.
But guys, listen, and I know your thoughts. Like, man, my shop's full. I'm booked out for 2 months. If I spend that extra 2 hours on that customer's card, the next customer is going to be mad because I'm going to be late and blah blah blah. And you're right. You're right. You're going to work late that night.
Yeah.
You're going to work late, but guess what? You would be working late on PR control. You'd be responding to shitty Facebook reviews, and then you would be telling customers your side of the story, and then you're going to see that boat back because you're going to have to beg him to come back in so you fix this shit that you should have fixed to begin with. And like, that's just the way it goes. And I know that detailers are all the best and they have all the pride in the world and everybody's the best paint polisher and nobody ever misses a French fry under the sea. I know you guys don't do that, right? But let's say maybe you did.
Everybody's the world's best detailer.
Every one of us are the world's best. Make that customer happy. I'm going to tell you another one.
Oh, man.
Just like your wife, a customer is cheaper to keep them. Not in my case. Not in my case. No.
Yeah.
It was cheaper to ship her. But seriously, okay, here's why. Customer acquisition. Every time you spend a penny on that new business card you got, on marketing, on ads,
I'm trying to save money.
Website.
Print is expensive.
But there was $1 spent, and guess what? That equates to customer acquisition cost. Okay. Yep. So if you assign a value to how much it costs you to create a customer, let's just say it's $12, right? To get that customer in the door.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that. I don't know why. $12. Every time that customer gets another job done, that acquisition cost, the original acquisition cost, gets cut in half.
Yep.
So now that customer costs you $6 because he did 2 jobs.
Yep.
Or she. Third, fourth, fifth, all the way down to where you're basically paying pennies for a customer, right?
Yeah.
And so then you don't have building that solid customer base and retaining that customer base is much cheaper than buying new customers. Yeah. And that's essentially what you're doing.
Yeah. Now,
retaining customers is all about communication.
I feel like that's the next part, right? We did the pre-check-in, we did the post-check-in. And now we're going to do the post-service.
Yep. The follow-up.
Whatever it is. What are your thoughts on that?
Here's what's not happening. Anybody without a software in place is absolutely not following up with every customer 6 months, a year.
There's no way to do it.
To nudge them.
You're going to miss somebody. You know what I mean? I know you got all their phone numbers on your phone.
Yeah, they're in the notebook. They're definitely in the notebook.
Yeah. Or they're all written out, right? Are you going back in that notebook and saying, hey, happy spring?
Here's the thing. If you are doing that, if you're paying somebody to do that, it's costing you way more than software. And if you're doing it yourself, you're spending way too much time doing that. And you would save money by using some software.
Whoever's doing that themselves, I just want to know how they get that extra hour in the day. Someone's working 25 hours a day messaging all those customers.
And that's not a software pitch. But what I'm telling you is that right there in itself is building customer relationships. It's squeezing the sponge for every customer that enters the door. You should be trying to get that customer back in the door because the process is in place. I just had this conversation on a coaching call a while ago. He's needing work right now. All right. There's no better way to get work today than reach out to your current customer base. They've already done business with you. They're already vetted as a potential customer. They know what you're going to do. They know what they're going to do. Like your customer database, that's your closest.
That's your business
place to work. Yeah. Right. Because like anything else is long-term, even if it's paid ads, even if it's a billboard, even if it's a flyer, even if it's a giveaway, dude.
Yeah.
Your give shit away to your current customer base than it is new customers. And so keeping that customer base nurtured along the way, that follow-up, that 3 months, that 6 months, that 1 year is so important that you're reaching back out to those customers and recycling them and pulling them back into the system and kind of rotating it around. It's much cheaper that. So when you're building a customer base, like, this is why it's so important to keep them happy, because that's your foundation for your business. And understanding how to keep that customer coming back. It's all about communication.
Part of that is putting a process in place, and something I took away from one of the meetings, and I think it was Chris over at Detailers Roadmap, is the gifting, right? Because like you said, it's so much cheaper to keep a customer, and what are they going to go do for you? They're going to go sell for you.
Oh, absolutely, right? They are. So yes.
Going in, when they come in, let's say they book their next detail, guess what's on their seat for their third, their fifth? Having a process in place, right, for your best customers, right, that's tracked, monitored, expensed. And guess what? On their fifth detail, you're not going to tell them. They're going to have a nice little splash gift. Could be a water bottle. Could be something cool. Could be something. Yeah. But it's just extra. It's going above and beyond.
Absolutely.
And I think that, I really, really like that idea in that process.
No, it's great. It's great. And it shows appreciation, and it shows thoughtfulness, and people that are just, usually considered a number. Yeah. It takes that feeling out, and
because it's different, Dustin. Because your best customers, you can always be like, listen, I got your car next time for free, but they're already coming and they want to spend money with you. You know what I mean? That it actually has less of an effect versus just giving something away versus getting something extra, because then it's a gift. It's
added value.
It's added value.
It's added value. Let me tell you something too. Discounts. While we're on this game, discounts are brutal, because what happens are when you start to give out discounts.
What does it do to your services? It devalues.
It devalues. It says he can do this cheaper.
Yeah.
Like what does time of year have to do with what it costs me to do a windshield coating? Like if he can do it for $49 in the wintertime, but he charges $99 in the summer.
Yep.
I'm paying $49 every time, because I know he can do it for $49.
Yeah.
But you know what's even better is charge them full price for your standard detail, your full detail, and then give them a damn windshield coating because they bought this package. Now you did not discount the service.
It's still valued at $99.
That's right. It's a $99 service that I'm giving you because of this thing that you did.
Yes.
And that adds value to the package, and it doesn't discount. You do not want to be, oh man, you know what? Cody's going to kill me. You don't want to be discount detail. That's the name of his business.
You're going to do Cody. You can't do Cody like that.
I love Cody to death. When I see look, Cody, you're watching. I know you are.
He's watching.
My ass. Dude, don't name it discount detailing.
But you know what?
Discount detail? I want to be the best.
It's going to drive traffic.
It does. I mean, listen, I'm joking around, of course.
Yeah.
But really, what essentially is, you don't want to be shopped for discount. And,
yes, you want to be the Groupon. You know what I mean? That's where you're going to get the quality of jobs drop. When we were doing Ladies' Day, you know what I mean? Early bird, you know what I mean? A bunch of stuff. You just don't need it. You
don't. Nope. And usually it's kind of like a quick fix it gets me business in the door. Yeah, but it sets you up for failure later. You would be better off reaching back out to your current customer base and saying, I have availability on the schedule. Can, blah, 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 rather than saying, here's something for less than what I charged you last time. What?
Yeah. On top of that, you could also have the CRM, a lot of automation. Dude, you know what I mean? That can do it for you.
And that's what software is great at. It's going to show up every time, and it never gets sick, and it never calls in sick. It doesn't need weekends off, and you don't have to pay it overtime.
Let me ask you this: for the closing part of the show, we went through a couple different parts of customer relationships. What is EZN's weakest point in customer relationships that they want to improve?
We just did a whole thing. And we were very weak in our sales game.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This was our weakness, and I believe we patched it up really well. Yeah. we backed it by some good package pricing, some changes in our packages. But what was happening was we were very passive in our sales game.
In
All
what
right,
way?
we were passive. Like, in other words,
Yeah.
you told us you weren't interested. Okay, no problem. We didn't deal with objections very well at all.
Yeah.
We were very Southern hospitality to the degree of we left $1.3 million in the estimates open last year. Open.
Yeah.
That's
Instead of going-
unclosed jobs.
Yep.
Okay, so our weakest link was that approach to sales where objection handling, when they say the price is too much, you're booked out too far. My mama got it done cheaper. Whatever the typical. Let me check with the husband, wife.
Yeah.
You're an idiot. Like whatever the objections are, is learning how to teach our people how to handle them.
Yep.
It's my problem. It isn't the sales team's problem. It's my problem. If they're not doing it right, it falls on me. I own the responsibility of that. I have to teach them. And so we've done some things. We've got some videos we've been watching. We created some packages, that help them sell better. And honestly, we brought in somebody else too to join our sales team.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. From the detailer's perspective. Yeah. We brought in a former detail shop owner, Rob, and he is fantastic, by the way.
Shout out to Rob. Yeah.
Huge shout out to Rob. Now, I don't want to take anything away from Gabby. I mean, she's done awesome, and she's got us where we are, but like, she needed that nudge. And people are calling you because they have a problem to solve. Just because they give you an excuse as to why they don't want you doesn't mean that they don't need the problem solved still.
Yeah.
Like, just because they gave you an excuse on why they're not buying right now does not mean that they will not buy, And so staying that top of mind awareness through follow-up. Estimate follow-ups are massive for us. We built a 40,
I know Detail Book working with a CRM. I'm going to float it out there because I think that's something that could be a real game changer.
It is. Yeah, it is. It is. And it's needed. And, those deeper follow-up games, that deeper communication of estimates. Right now, Detail Bookie runs it at about 10 to 14 days. Those customers aren't, we were letting that die on the tree, so we have now adapted the buy or die mentality. And this is no shit. Like, that's what we call it. And I took this from a good friend of mine that owns some dealerships around here, Ty Bullard, if he's watching. Buy or die.
Wall Street. That's Wolf of Wall Street.
Buy or die. Is that where he got it from?
Yeah, he totally
didn't know. Hey, shout out to Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Ty, you just totally just BS me.
Yeah, you've seen that movie.
Yeah, but I never related those two. But anyway, so we've adapted the buy or die. Now we're Wolf of Wall Street. That's great. But here's what happens. So we need a yes or a no. Okay. We're not gonna leave these maybes out there. Dude, we are going to hound your ass at the point you're going to tell me yes or no, and not really hound. Like, it's not salesy. It's not. Our communication is very fun and lighthearted and nudgy, and it's like, we're not saying
rise and shine. Time for
right. Yeah, like, it's like, are you still riding dirty? Or your estimate has abandonment issues, or like
just doing like different little song lyrics.
What a great one! Dude, we meant to take that, Madison. 40-day follow-up. There's your answer.
You know what? And I'll make it brief. The one thing we really want to do is we have totally neglected that going after the customer. We got a big, huge customer, database, and not going and reaching out and doing, those extra steps. Not when they're scheduling, because they come back and they do it on their own, but just staying current in their head. And that's really what we want to work on this year.
I think a lot of us take it for granted. And it's like, we'll refer back to like, you got them there already. You don't need to, wine and dine anymore. You got them. Now I want to get the new. I want to get the new. Yeah.
Don't treat them,
Oh man, keep it fresh, bro. All right. So listen, customer relationships. I think we can check that one off the box. Now everybody knows how to form a proper.
I like how we sort of hit those three little, pre-post, and post-post.
Next week, if you got customers, what must you need?
Oh man,
employees. You got to be able to handle all these new customers that you're going to have. So we'll talk about employee relationships. This is a fun one for me. I always love it. Let's talk about some comments. We got any?
What do we got?
You can post them up. Happy Friday, Brandon. Yes, sir. Every vehicle we to tote back. We put their items in a notebook and are in the front.
Yeah.
That's in it. That show everyone gets. Wow, that is really cool.
Come on.
See, you're always bringing the heat, man. What are we doing with our life?
Like.
Yeah. All right. We also have scratch off discount cards we give customers at the end of checking out so they use in the future details. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Little punch cards.
Yes.
I'm so bad. I always lose those. I get to like Jamba Juice, maybe 4 smoothies, and
that's why they do it. They know that there's a huge percentage and not coming back.
Gosh darn it, Jamba Juice.
All right, that's it. That's it. Y'all are weak on my comments today, boys. We want y'all in there. Madison, happy Friday.
Hi, Madison. How's it going?
Madison.
How's it going?
Ask her about that marketing game.
Yeah, I thought we
were
going
to check your text, Madison.
Yeah, some marketing for this week.
Yeah. All right. I believe that's it for the show. Anything else you want to throw out there?
No, I'm excited for next week's show. We're going to be, I believe you're going to be on the road, right?
I am going to be on the road. We still have a show. I don't know where I'll be. Probably some bar
Let's
somewhere.
Find a restaurant. Make sure we're, staying well fed.
Applebee's, was it? Was it
Applebee's?
That just laid the steak across? Come on in.
Bring them in. Well, that'll be our special guest. Employees at Applebee's.
Yeah, step on into our show. Maybe you'll go viral.
No, that's good stuff.
Right.
I appreciate everybody,
show,
and
always.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too, man. We will see you next week.